but
I thought the same thing.
I think they're Cardinal Mooney. You have to say.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good football team. Like I heard people say, Mentor's down. No, they're not. They went to Mentor and whooped up on Mentor. Mentor's a good football team. I think Cardinal Mooney I would say is one of the most impressive. What Ursuline did to Steubenville,
Yikes.
impressive. Poland. But the big game from South Range and Salem is going to be a good football game.
I think so too. I think so too.
I think so. Niles struggled a little bit, but I think you'll see them improve.
Somebody
The young
said
man at
Gerard and Lakeside.
Yeah.
The young man at Gerard with the touchdown. I love it, Sam, with Lakeside. That's what we do. We could be homers. We
Just
could,
wait, buddy.
We could read for reality. I don't know if you want to. You can say that now, but when you see the young man flip it around, but we have a lot of good football teams. I'm curious to see who's going to next 3 or 4 weeks come out of the pack and be upper echelons. But the biggest improvement is week 1 to 2. Who's going to be the biggest improvement? We got some great games.
Looking forward to it. We're going to get through all of those games here pretty soon. Steve, we cannot thank you enough.
My pleasure.
You're busy tonight. You're always
it's my
busy.
pleasure.
Stopping
Get
down
over
here
to
at Varsity
the
Club.
stadium, and thanks to everybody here for what they do. I know you'll get a chance to talk to these guys. You guys keep doing what you do. I love Thursday night to watch it. When I travel with YSU, I tell Bob all the time, we got to make sure we eat by about 6 o'clock because I got to have an iPad in front of me so I could jump on the red zone and watch every game we see. But without the support, like you said, and the sponsors that enable us to do what we do, we wouldn't be anything. But if you want to be a sponsor, get a hold of us. We'd love to have you. We've got a great sponsor coming in that is proud to be with us, so that's what we're about.
We're excited. Ladies and gentlemen, the general manager of YSN and the color commentator for the Youngstown State University Football Penguins, Steve Leslie.
Thank you.
Stevie, we will be back right after this on Zone Coverage presented by Youngstown Clothing Company.
You might get 15 minutes to yourself every day. Would you rather spend it in your old, outdated shower or in a new, beautiful, low-maintenance shower? At Home Team and Window Depot, we turn your dreams into reality without the hassle. Our team handles everything from design to installation. You just sit back and enjoy the transformation. No mess, no stress, just a stunning new bathroom tailored to you. Contact us today for a free consultation and discover how easy and affordable it can be.
The environment in the hospital can be very intense for a patient. Being able to put a smile on their face brightens up my day. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is nursing. What I love about studying nursing is that it takes you out of the classroom and into the lab. It's really hands-on. The professors here push you to be your absolute best, so if you want it, you gotta work hard for it. I am so excited about my future. I'm Shantiana and I am why I'm proud.
I'm Matt Crystal, and I've been a customer of Greenwood Chevrolet for nearly 10 years. The biggest thing about Greenwood that we love is you get that family-owned aspect that comes into play. We always work with Paul Kello. Paul makes it very simple for us to come in, purchase a vehicle, no different than we go and buy anything else. No hassle, no haggling, we drive them off the lot. Very simple process, which makes it a lot easier for us as a family of 6. Don't have to worry about it. I'm Matt Crystal, and Greenwood Chevrolet went the extra mile for me.
You're watching Zone Coverage on YSN Live. Let's get you to DJ Yoakley.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to, as the voice of God just determined, Zone Coverage presented by Youngstown Clothing Company.
That was nice.
That was beautiful.
I like it.
That was unexpected. And that's how we do it. Fly by the seat of our pants a little bit. We're okay. That was Rob Johnson, for anybody who doesn't know, the voice of the Louisville Leopards, and of course, the man on the ones and twos here for Zone Coverage. We are joined, and I am so excited to bring on a man who I have grown to not only appreciate but love, a guy that is I mean, he bleeds youth sports, high school sports, and he is the owner of a company that was just jumped into YSN. Feet first. There's nothing. I asked him, what did I do to help you? He goes, dude, just keep doing what you're doing. He has nothing to gain from any of this. He's the one that made this possible tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this time I bring in a guy that I love from Bubble Tech, the quarterback of Bubble Tech, Mike Irvin.
How y'all doing?
Mikey.
Well,
Dude,
thank y'all for coming and doing this.
no, we appreciate it. And this is something that you were sweating a little bit because you're like, hey, we're going to do this, but I don't know how we're going to do it. You just kind of gave me the baton and we ran with it. Why was this important for you to have a night like tonight on opening night, YSU, and get all these people together?
Yeah, Youngstown is a great place where community matters. Like, everyone comes together for sports. It doesn't matter what side of the stage you're on. At the end of it, you're all going to be together, hanging out, having fun. And to me, like, there's no better gift that you can give, like, these youth right now in these sports than packing a stadium. Like, coming out on a Friday or at a basketball game to a packed house, like, that's what it's about. Like, those are the ones that the kids go on to remember. And so, like, I want to see it up the street at YSU. I want to see it in our backyard at Crestview, Springfield, Poland, South Range, everywhere. Like, these kids deserve to have packed houses.
My biggest thing was for you is you said, hey, we want to have this, but we want this to be a organized event that brings in the city of Youngstown. For you, and YSN, not really organized, but we were able to do our best, put our best foot forward. But for you, why is it so important that you have other business owners, other restaurant owners as part of this tonight and giving away food and tickets and all this stuff?
It's important because the most important thing's family. Like, this whole industry of restaurants and bars, we're family. We care about one another. If someone's hurting, like, this community comes out and helps. Like, they'll pack their house. And it's just important to come out and give, like, let's let people know where they go after a Friday night game, or where they go after a basketball game, or a baseball game. Where do you guys go and eat? Let's share that and talk about our local establishments, and let's pack those houses as well.
I introduced you as the QB of Bubble Tech. Tell everybody what Bubble Tech is and why it's important.
So Bubble Tech started up in 2020. We're a beverage company. We deal with slushies, coffee, beer. We install, maintain, do anything beverage related. So if you need a drink, we're the ones to call.
I need a drink. So I'm Greg, you had a question?
Yeah, I was just as far as tonight goes, you see the restaurant starting to get packed here for the football game tonight. How special are nights like these for you? When you see the community come together, you see the white, black, and red in the building and everything like that.
What's awesome is seeing friends and family and making new friends. And it's just, I'll go out there after we're done talking and I'll shake hands with a bunch of people, and by the end of the night, we'll be hugging.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's about, just getting out and being together. It's getting with your neighbors, is playing those big rivalries. That's huge. We got to get just the rivalries in this community, all these little communities around our area. We need to get those rivalries back and, like, bouncing hard.
Yeah.
You were a huge advocate for, obviously, this area. You could have started your company anywhere in the country. Why'd you pick the Youngstown area to start?
I picked Youngstown because it was home. Like, I've traveled the whole country. I've lived in Texas. I've lived in Columbus. I've lived pretty much hotels everywhere.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to come home. And coming back here and just being taken in by this network of friends and family in this business has been so welcoming to me and my family. And I love it. So that's why we came back home. It's just everyone's real here.
I think one of the things that's important, sorry, Greg, is not only that you're here, but you hire from here, and you love hiring former athletes to be part of your company. Why is that so important?
You know, it works out real well because a lot of our employees have been coaches. They can get out of what we do, we get in early, we get done early, so they can get to the school, they can go coach, they get to be with the kids. And it's just been a great combination of us and local kids. And, you know, we love hiring straight out of high school. We want kids that know how to use a tape measure and can do the basics. And our schools are doing a pretty good job at that. So I look forward to just employing more locals as we grow.
G?
Is there an origin story behind Bubble Tech, or how did this company get started?
Yeah, so I worked in the industry. I've actually got to help install the Cowboys beer system at their new stadium. I've got to do large nitrogen systems in some of the largest breweries in the country. Wow. And after traveling around all those times, COVID hit. And I went to the airport, and I came home from that trip, and I just told my wife I don't want to go to the airport again. I was like, and we went out to eat, and we noticed just a beer system that wasn't operating right, and it just started clicking. I'm like, you know what? It's time to get to work here at home and help as many bars and restaurants that we can maximize their profits. And we've just been honest with everyone. You know, we go in, we're honest with them, and we work hard for them, and that's what has helped Bubble Tech grow. I love my employees. They're all great. I couldn't have done it without those guys. I couldn't have done it without my wife, who's a school teacher out in Crestview. And she works hard to like make sure that we got benefits. And so,
That's a good one.
we love our teachers.
We always love our teachers. For you, obviously, you do a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure there's great opportunities. I know that you've been a part of getting teams together to play at Eastwood Field for baseball, for instance.
Yeah.
Why is that taking it to the next level? Why is that so important to you?
You know what? The Columbiana game, and I asked why, and I was told they'll never play. And I took that as a challenge. And so I went out and I made sure to set up that first game between Columbiana and Crestview that we played again, and it's been a great relationship for us. It's been a great battle. We pack up, you know, a ton of fans up at Eastwood Field.
Minor
And
league
the kids
ballpark,
love
by
it.
the way.
No, minor league ballpark. So we let those kids go up, and Stratford are a great customer of ours. We work together to give a lot of the youth around here great experiences.
So you've talked about how you've gotten a chance to travel with your career and so far, and you've been in Texas and that. How would you compare kind of the community, the support for the local teams, for the high school, when seeing in Texas versus like the Youngstown area?
I will give Texas credit and say that they are the only ones who rival us on a Friday night.
Really?
So those guys, they are something else down there. Their stadiums are something else down there. Their stadiums are probably bigger than the stadium we're about to go to in some of these high schools.
Cathedrals, I've heard about it.
Cathedrals down there. So, and they pack, and they love the competitiveness down there, and they have multiple teams at schools, and it's something to see. And then, but you come up here and you just don't have that, Springfield versus Lowville, or, the rivalries like that you grew up with. You don't see it. There's so many new districts popping up and growth down there that we're established. We've been fighting for ourselves up here for how long to be what we are. So you can see that when you go out and you watch the grit of these kids. Like, they know where they're from, they're proud of where they're from, and they play hard for their towns.
You and I are cut from the same cloth. You are not only a business owner, but you're also a father and a husband first. So you get to see firsthand kind of everything that happens at youth sports levels and high school sports levels. How do you feel about high school sports and like the business aspect that's coming into it nowadays? As a business owner, I think you and I kind of share some of the same thoughts. What's it been like for you?
You watch it and you just wonder sometimes, like, there's very easy business choices that could be made to make it a great product. It's a great product right now already, but there's little things you could do to like get the fans, involve the fans, give the fans, something besides the game. The bands, like, highlight them at halftime, like, make that a bigger issue. We got to get the cheerleaders are out there. They're not just cheering because they're getting a letter or something. They're wanting the fans to get into the game. So we got to support them cheerleaders. There's just so much that goes into each one of these games and so many different groups of kids that, if you're out there at these local schools, go reach out to whoever's in charge of a program and ask to be a part of it. It doesn't matter if it's bowling, robotics, band. Go be a part of what's happening in school. We have awesome teachers, awesome coaches. Go be a part.
You're not just talking it, man. You're walking it. We're all proud of you, and thank you for everything that you do, not just for YSN, but for communities all over. When you don't have to, you do it because you want to, and we thank you.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Irvin of Bubble Tech.
Thank you all. Go Youngstown.
We'll be back right after this on Zone Coverage, presented by Youngstown Clothing Company.
Are your windows letting in more than just the view? At Window Depot, we believe replacing your windows shouldn't be a hassle. Our experienced team handles everything from consultation to installation, making the process smooth and stress-free. Upgrade your home's comfort and energy efficiency effortlessly. Contact us today for a free consultation and discover how easy and affordable it can be.
A better better night's sleep starts at Sleepy Hollow Sleep Shop. Discover luxury sleep solutions for any budget with a carefully curated gallery of premier mattresses from leading manufacturers, including Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, Serta Perfect Sleeper, Beauty Rest Black, and more, all under one roof. Plus, enjoy exclusive closeout savings on select mattresses up to 50% off. Free delivery, setup, and removal on most makes and models. Only at Sleepy Hollow Sleep Shop.
Sleepy Hollow, locally owned since 1979.
How did you sleep last night?
Welcome to Mill Creek Indoor Player Development Center, where passion meets precision. Experience state-of-the-art technology with 3 TrackMan fitting bays, ensuring your clubs are perfectly tailored to your game. From fun games for the whole family to expert lessons and clinics, there's something for everyone. Our authorized Callaway Club Fitting Center ensures you're equipped with the best. Book online or call our golf shop to reserve your spot today. Mill Creek Indoor Player Development Center. Elevate your game, rain or shine.
Our salesman was Joe Kovacic, and he seemed very friendly and was a good listener and just seemed to really pay close attention to what we were looking for. Greenwood Chevrolet truly went the extra mile for us.
You might get 15 minutes to yourself every day. Would you rather spend it in your old, outdated shower or in a new, beautiful, low-maintenance shower? At Home Team and Window Depot, we turn your dreams into reality without the hassle. Our team handles everything from design to installation. You just sit back and enjoy the transformation. No mess, no.
At Sheely's. Create the perfect home with a full lineup of appliances from Whirlpool. From stocking your fridge to cooking for family and friends and even cleaning up afterwards, Whirlpool offers solutions for any occasion. Whatever life brings, these washer and dryer pairs help keep laundry under control. And as always, get it all with free haul away and free local delivery. Sheely's, the best things in life happen at home.
Toyota of Warren, trusted to get you into your dream ride since 19...
You're watching Zone Coverage with YSN Live. Now back to DJ Sam Torres and the rest of the gang.
And well, DJ Sam and the rest of the gang.
Are you left out of here? Come on.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Zone Coverage, presented by Youngstown Clothing Company, DJ Oakley, Sam Torres, Greg McAfee. And we told you, we have no idea who's going to stop by tonight. We have zero agenda, but we have a gentleman that is a foundational block of the Youngstown State University Penguins, graduate of 1990, part of this program. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Steve Jones. Fullback, Mr. Jones, talk to me about, from your aspect, how you, as part of that class of 1990, were the beginning stages of what we know today as Youngstown State University football.
You know, early on, man, we faced a lot of teams that we had never beat.
Yeah.
You know, and just for example, back then, one of the powerhouses was Eastern Kentucky, right? Then you had the Georgia Southerns and that type of thing. So our year, well, when Tress first came, I played when Tress was here. And, you know, our first year we were 2-9. And then the second year we were in the playoffs, and we were meeting the Northern Iowas. Actually, we lost. We beat Northern Iowa, but we lost. You go to the tape. Our receiver caught the pass in the end zone, but that'll start a war with us. Anyway, but we played those teams, and that just prepared, I think, the teams that come after us to get that momentum to get to the ship. So
you kind of were able, like you said, you were kind of talking about it a little off camera, but you guys were able to kind of like build things up throughout those years. What was the key to doing that? Was it the message that Tressel was sending in the locker room? What was kind of the key there?
One of the things that he focused on when he first got there is creating that culture. Yeah. You know, they talk about family. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the what was the book called?
You know, all them hits again. We had a Wheel of Life.
Okay.
But it was Tressler actually wrote a book about it. But we all got this book. So it talked about personal development and building a team, right? So he focused on culture and then doing your job, right? You do your job well, I do my job well. We put ourselves in the best position to win. He didn't say we would win, but we would put ourselves in the best position. And like I was telling you, in the offensive room, we had so many goals on the board. If we hit these things, put ourselves in the best position to win. Yeah. Defensively, the same way.
It's interesting. I mean, there's always an algorithm to winning, but there is a determination that you have to have when you cross those lines that you're not going to lose.
Right.
Was that the same for you? And you guys, I mean, you weren't like well known. It was a YSU football program that Tressel was a baby.
Right.
You guys were babies.
Right.
Nobody knew it. You guys, again, the foundational block of what we know now is YSU football. Did you feel it at the time?
Well, it's interesting when he recruited, okay? I don't know if you guys seen the
Youngstown Boys?
No, not, but the same show.
Okay.
When they had Snellenberger talking about Miami.
Okay.
Okay, if you remember, he said when he was building his teams, I'm going to recruit the state of Miami. Now you won't line the tape, you see them interviewing Tressel. I'm going to recruit the state of Youngstown. And he told you what that was, right? So we got a lot of players locally, Western PA, and we're building that foundation with those type of players, right? So, man, them hits again. I forgot. I get to going, man. What was the original question?
No, just, I mean, from that standpoint, the foundational block, you guys were kind of the beginning stages of what we know now as YSU football.
I think that was recruiting, creating that camaraderie and that culture for winning. I mean, once we caught on, you couldn't tell us that we were going to lose, because if you would hear. So to your yes.
Fair enough. Sam Torres has a question for you.
Yeah, so, being part of the Youngstown Penguins when you were, and watching it what it's become now, which in my eyes, in my mind, is an institution of college football. What's it like for you as an alumni to see the team that was being developed when you were there turn into the Youngstown State?
Well, man, being on the building block stages and seeing I call them the youngins. I know Leon Jones. I don't know if y'all remember that name. And I call him Cousin Jones. Even as alumni, Tressel would always bring us back to talk to the new guys, so they knew who we were. Yes. Right. And we got away from that a little bit, but Doug's over the past year kind of had us coming in. And the kids now are like inquisitive about practice and how was it and what did you guys do? And I was like, yeah, we almost killed each other. And they're like, and they go, what are you talking about? We would fight. Our coaches fought. They're looking at us like, what in the world is he talking about? Is he taking too many hits? But that happened because we were so intense on doing our job. And we could only prepare each other against each other, right? Just like I was telling Mike, I can fight my brother, but I'm not going to let you fight, right? And that fight might be, we might end up in the hospital, but you can't touch him. So we created that type of mentality as a team. And when we faced somebody, there was a time nobody wanted to play us at Youngstown. They're like, oh, we got to go to Youngstown to play them? You're not going to win here. So
that's incredible. We're with Steve Jones, former fullback of the Youngstown State University Penguins. All right, I got to ask you, successful businessman as you are right now, talk to me about the kind of X's and O's of football versus and or business as you grew into your role now.
And I'm glad you said that, because part of, and I'll give this kudo to Doug, is wanting us to come back and talk to these kids about what do you do when football's over? Because everybody's not going to the NFL. Some of them might even get a chance to play. And the short answer is you take that same work ethic that you had when you played football and you apply it to your career. How you train, how you work. I'm going to outwork my competitor to put me in the best position to win. If you study for, like in my situation, you study I'm an insurance professional, so I have licenses and that. If you study 10 hours, I'm going to study 12. Just to make sure that I get that where I'm trying to go. So.
Love it. Greg, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
Sam?
You know, the only thing I would say, kind of building on what you were talking about, you know, you're talking about from the college athlete, but to get to college, you had to do a lot of work in high school, and that's what we see a lot right here on YSN. So if you were going to look at a high schooler right now that said, hey, I want to be a Penguin, and I'm a freshman in high school, what's the number one thing that they should do or shouldn't do to keep them from going?
Well, first of all, be excellent in the classroom. That's why you're doing what you do. The sport part of it just gives you an opportunity to be rewarded for being excellent in the classroom, right? So, and then at that point, I mean, you've been an athlete all your life. If you want to be on the first team, you got to outwork everybody. You got to be consistent. You got to be focused. You know, when some of your friends want to go do other things, you put that extra sprint in or you put that extra rep in because you want to always put yourself in the best position to win.
Awesome. That's great advice. Ladies and gentlemen, what a surprise, a wonderful surprise. Steve Jones stopping by the Varsity Club. Coach, thank you so much. We appreciate you stopping by.
Hey, man,
You're the
appreciate
best.
hanging out with y'all, man. You guys are
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Jones, back after this on Zone Coverage.
At Joe Dickey Electric, no job is too big or too small. We do it all. We power the plants that help bring us together, the businesses that help our community thrive, and the home that you've been dreaming of. We'll even install a light bulb for you. With over 65 years of commercial, industrial, residential, and 24/7 emergency services, you can trust the experts at Joe Dickey Electric because we are everything electrical.
Help for your child to grow and succeed. We provide a path forward for you and your family. The power of care is nothing without hope, and our adolescent programs were created with true healing in mind. Find your hope at Meridian Healthcare.
Welcome to Mill Creek Indoor Player Development Center, where passion meets precision. Experience state-of-the-art technology with 3 TrackMan fitting bays, ensuring your clubs are perfectly tailored to your game. From fun games for the whole family to expert lessons and clinics, there's something for everyone. Our authorized Callaway Club Fitting Center ensures you're equipped with the best. Book online or call our golf shop to reserve your spot today. Mill Creek Indoor Player Development Center. Elevate your game, rain or shine.
You might get 15 minutes to yourself every day. Would you rather spend it in your old, outdated shower or in a new, beautiful, low-maintenance shower? At Home Team and Window Depot, we turn your dreams into reality without the hassle. Our team handles everything from design to installation. You just sit back and enjoy the transformation. No mess, no stress, just a stunning new bathroom tailored to you. Contact us today for a free consultation and discover how easy and affordable it can be.
The environment in the hospital can be very intense for a patient. Being able to put a smile on their face brightens up my day. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is nursing. What I love about studying nursing is that it takes you out of the classroom and into the lab. It's really hands-on. The professors here push you to be your absolute best, so if you want it, you gotta work hard for it. I am so excited about my future. I'm Shantiana and I am why I'm proud.
And welcome back to Zone Coverage with DJ Yoakley, Sam Torres, and Greg McAfee. as we'll send it over to the guys with a special guest.
Thank you, Rob. It is Zone Coverage presented by Youngstown Clothing Company, DJ Yoakley, Sam Torres, Greg McAfee, and we are joined by another unbelievable guest. I can't believe we have two guests, let alone this guy. This guy, I figured we had to sign a website charter to get him here. Ladies and gentlemen, class of 1989, Youngstown State University Penguin, fullback, Michael McGlone. Now, Mr. McGlone, I understand that you have some great impressions that we'll get into in just a little bit, but there's no impression that you left bigger than the one at YSU. You mentioned that you came in from the transition into the Jim Tressel era. Talk to me about what you experienced your freshman year into your sophomore year as that progressed.
Yeah, we've had the opportunity. We were recruited and played that freshman year under Bill Narduzzi, and what we saw when Jim Tressel came in was everything that he thought and everything that he wanted to do as a program, he began to implement right out of the gate.
Day one.
And it started from day one in January when we first reported back from Christmas break. And it was 6 a.m. at the outside track, and it was go time. And not only was it about work and work ethic, but it was incredible detail. Coach Tressel, as a coach and as a offensive mind and as a planner, I don't know if anyone has matched his level of detail that he brings to everything he does, and it is a result of our success. I mean, he was down to every minute detail. I used to kid. He would say, we're not going to start practice at noon, the second session or whatever. He would say 12:06, run and stretch. It would be we're going to, and every little thing was like that. I'd say, well, why? Because focus on the detail.
Wow. Sam Torres has a question.
Yeah, so, you talk about getting recruited by one coach and then starting into the Tressel era. Coming in to college as an athlete, it's a big period of transition. You kind of get your feet under you as a freshman. Did you feel like you were starting over in that sophomore year, or was it just kind of natural?
Well, there were some changes, absolutely. Specifically for me, I was recruited out of Cardinal Mooney as a tight end, and I had the opportunity to play a little bit as a freshman and run down on some special teams. And when Coach Narduzzi was there, we had a 2 tight end offense. Well, you need a heck of a lot more tight ends when you run a 2 tight end offense. Well, Coach Tressel ran a pro set initially when he came in, and he said, Mike, do you see yourself at tight end? We have Elliott Fedd, and he's potential All-American, which he ended up being. Is there a chance you would like to compete at fullback? And I knew Steve was coming over. Steve had played outside linebacker. He played linebacker, was a great linebacker in high school. He was coming over, and Steve Jones and I competed at fullback the next 3 years. And we split time here and there, and we roomed together during doubles. And that was a time of change for me, specifically as an individual, but the whole program was evolving. As Steve started to talk about, recruiting the state of Youngstown, that was going on. But also, Coach Tressel had coached at a higher level at different programs throughout the country. And his staff that he brought on had these relationships and recruited at a higher level. So we were able to get a couple of transfers. We had a transfer from Pitt. We had a transfer from Michigan State. We had 2 transfers from South Carolina. You sprinkle those 4 or 5 bodies in, and Ohio State.
Yeah.
We had Paul Soltis come back as an inside linebacker. Joe Luceni, Jim Zedlar, local guys. You get these Division I bodies, and you sprinkle those in with the Youngstown talent that we had that we were able to keep home, and things were starting to go in the right direction. We played Akron the last game of the season my sophomore year. We only had 1 win at the time, and we beat Akron, Coach Tressel's first year, and by 1 point, with an extra point by a backup kicker. And the place went crazy. We never looked back from that moment on. We thought we were getting there. Steve talked about the belief. start to believe in yourself, and you start to say, yeah, we're getting it. And that we just have to believe. I remember there was an older player on the team, a couple years older than me, Bob Courtney, was a quarterback, backup. And Court would say, you got to believe. You got to believe. We just walk up and down the sidelines. You got to believe. That feeling that we had during that Akron game, and Akron was 7-3 and on their way to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And we ended up knocking them off, and then we kept them from going to the playoffs. So that was at a time when their Akron and Youngstown State rivalry was, something. And, things have shifted and rivalries have changed.
Craig McAfee has a question for you.
Well, you kind of talked about the core nucleus of people from Youngstown, bringing in players. Was there a sense of pride that you guys had to kind of like represent the city, and how much did that help the program kind of grow and establish itself?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And knowing that we were from this area, we had a great pride in the fact that we thought we played pretty good football in the state of Youngstown. Now, this does leak over into Western PA as well. We brought some players over from there. But that state of Youngstown, we took a lot of pride in that. And I know that each one of us, between us, we would say, now, which team was better? And you'd have those high school conversations.
Sounds familiar.
I was going to say, it's not just there. You talk to some guys that, maybe have gone to the team up north, I would refer to, and then some went to Cardinal Mooney. And then, you have those conversations. And but quite a bit of pride. But Steve alluded to the fact, once we're on the field, we were all together. And that built, and that feeling of team continued to grow throughout the next 3 seasons. And, Coach Tressel's second season, 87, we ended up making the playoffs. So we made a nice run. We tied for the Ohio Valley Conference Championship and made the first round of the playoffs. So it was going in the right direction.
We're here with Michael McGlone, class of 1989, former fullback for YSU football, 3 years under Jim Tressel, correct? All right, so you're a guy who I know has a lot of pride in Youngstown. Cardinal Mooney guy, YSU guy. Why is there so much pride around football in this area? Whether you win a state championship, whether you win a national championship, people always talk about Youngstown as the hotbed of football on the East Coast, at least.
Well, I think it goes back to the individuals. You take a gentleman like Ron Stoops and Don Butchie, who coached together at Cardinal Mooney. Now, obviously, I know a lot about them, but those are the type of people we're talking about, the type of leadership, the type of tutelage that they would give young men to become men and grow into the type of people we wanted to be. And they would take us now in high school from a very young age and develop those. And then you have a guy like Jim Tressel. So in addition to that, you have all the other people in the high schools, and like, for example, I have to mention the Stoops family. When they've gone on, Bobby Stoops, national champion, Mark Stoops, head coach at Kentucky. Mike Stoops is his assistant now, was head coach at Arizona. And the number of coaches from this area that have gone on to make their marks, it's because they had those type of high school coaches teaching them the fundamentals from the outset, and that's how we became better players and better men.
Obviously, you know what we do at YSN. Your son, a key part of what we, on the come up a few years ago, was so grateful to have him. For you, how did football make you a better person later in life, whether it's from a business standpoint or what you were trying to accomplish?
I think the concept of discipline and goal setting, I think if you take those two things together and you talk about putting the work in, but you have to be a disciplined person in order to do that on a daily basis. And then you take a look at your goals and what are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? I mean, it sounds like a broken
Steve's down there like, I know this.
Yeah, so it enables you to have a framework for success. And if you apply yourself, if you're disciplined, if you put the work in, and you have a framework with those goals in mind, you have a chance.
Last question to Sam Torres.
Yeah, so I got to ask you, from that 89 era when you were a Youngstown Penguin to today, there's a lot more bells and whistles out here on the field and that Youngstown and these guys get to do. What's the one thing you see right now that you're like, man, I would have liked to have that?
Geez, I don't know. I know the turf's a heck of a lot softer than it was in the early 80s.
You don't like that AstroTurf, huh?
Yeah, that turf was concrete with the carpet over it,
Yep.
and no padding. You could roll around out there for a while now and not have anything happen. But no, I think the kids are doing a great job. They're given opportunities with film and technology that we didn't have. I mean, we would we'd break down film on reel-to-reel film. So I'm aging myself, but it's the truth. Now you guys have the ability to digest a heck of a lot more information in a short period of time and dice up show me just right hash going in from the 30. All right, there's 6 plays. Well, you guys could do that with the new technology like that. You know how long that would take splicing reel-to-reel film together? And they did that.
That's incredible.
Yeah. They did that. And so I think the technology is probably one of the biggest areas where they're able to digest more information in order to help them get better and understand what the other teams are trying to do from scouting standpoint.
Man, what an honor it was to have you join us. Thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you grab some food and some great drinks, great specials here at the Varsity Club. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our honor and pleasure. Michael Magalo. Thank you, sir. We will be back right after this with more zone coverage on YSN.
Thank you.
Our salesman was Joe Kovacic, and he seemed very friendly and was a good listener and just seemed to really pay close attention to what we were looking for. Greenwood Chevrolet truly went the extra mile for us.
You might get 15 minutes to yourself every day. Would you rather spend it in your old, outdated shower or in a new, beautiful, low-maintenance shower? At Home Team and Window Depot, we turn your dreams into reality without the hassle. Our team handles everything from design to installation. You just sit back and enjoy the transformation. No mess.
At Chili's, create the perfect home with a full lineup of appliances from Whirlpool. From stocking your fridge to cooking for family and friends and even cleaning up afterwards, Whirlpool offers solutions for any occasion. Whatever life brings, these washer and dryer pairs help keep laundry under control. And as always, get it all with free haul away and free local delivery. Chili's, the best things in life happen at home.
Toyota of Warren, trusted to get you into your dream ride since 1996. And winner of Carfax's top-rated dealer award 6 years in a row. We've got great trucks, an experienced finance team, and the ease of Toyota Care's no-cost maintenance on all new Toyotas. Find yours with us today at Toyota of Warren. Check out Toyota of Warren's all-new website for online inventory with new models delivered daily. Set up financing or schedule service at toyotaofwarren.com.
Welcome to Mill Creek Indoor.
You're watching Zone Coverage on YSN Live, brought to you by DJ Yoakley, Sam Torres, and Greg McAfee. Let's send it over to the guys.
Every time I get it now.
I don't think I'll ever get used to that as long as I live. Rob Johnson leading us in. Welcome back to Zone Coverage on YSN, presented by Youngstown Clothing Company. DJ Yoakley, Sam Torres, Greg McAfee, and Rob Johnson on the ones and twos. We will have the perfect pass coming up next segment, but now it's seemingly one of everybody's favorite segments. We're going to talk about high school football in the picks. Do you guys have scores? I know that Swinehart sent it over.
Let me see if they're tallied.
They're tallied for sure. I know I'm in second place. Somebody not in second place.
So that means I'm in first.
You're in first, pal.
Whoa, whoa.
Congratulations by one. And Daddy's coming for that belt. We have two. Pardon me. We have two games tonight. We have 1-0 Trinity taking on 0-1 Western Reserve here in just a little bit. Western Reserve is chosen by one. Greg, what do you say about that game?
The Blue Devils obviously got off to an 0-1 start last week. This is a program that's coming off a solid year last year. I think they find a way to bounce back and pull even.
Reserve?
1-1.
Yeah, I think Western Reserve is a really, really good football team. I got a chance to actually watch Trinity last week as they played St. John. I know a lot of guys were paying attention to the quarterback, number 3, Smith. I got to see number 14, Kamarian Simpson, have the game of his life. So Western Reserve, I'm sure they're looking at the film. They're going to be paying attention to him. They've got a leg up. Week 2 is when you make the changes. Give me Western Reserve.
And you said Trinity's got some dudes.
They got some guys that can run.
I'm looking forward to this game because I think Western Reserve is a team that found themselves late in that game against Crestview. I think they're after a week of practice, understanding, hey, this is on tape now.
Yeah.
Being able to understand what they need to do. And, again, those guys up front are going to be the key pieces for the rest of the year. So I'm, too, going to take Western Reserve to get back on track and to get back to 500. The second game tonight, Warren JFK 0-1. 0-1, taking on an 0-1 Garfield team from Garrettsville. Garfield favored by 14. Are we already out on the Eagles, Sam?
I'm going to tell you what, Garrettsville Garfield, they get upset last week by a very good Edgewood team. I'm not sure who picked them to win, but they were probably really smart. But this week, I think Garrettsville, I really do. I think that loss is stinging. Garrettsville is a bunch of very talented, hardworking guys. I think this is a really tough matchup for Warren JFK in week 2. Give me Garrettsville.
This game can be over in 45 minutes. It can be one of those games, G.
Yeah, first of all, it's not often you see Warren JFK in Garrettsville Garfield 0-1 leading into the second week of the season.
Yep.
I don't know if that's ever happened since I've lived in Youngstown. And looking back, it might have never happened. I don't know. But you have two good teams. Warren JFK looking to carry on from a good season last year. But I think Garfield is just one of those teams. They're coming off a loss to Edgewood. I picked Garfield, so I'll raise my hand. But they're coming off a loss to Edgewood. I think they're going to be motivated. I'm going to go Garfield.
It's interesting. I think this is a find-out game either way. You're going to find out who the Eagles are. You're going to find out who the G-men are. I'm going to take the Eagles in this game. I like Warren JFK. I said Warren JFK was one of my contenders for a state championship. I'm not jumping off that boat now. Both of these games available on YSN tonight at 7 p.m. So those are the Thursday night games. On to the Friday night games here on YSN. 1-0 Edgewood. We already talked about that. Taking on 0-0 Ramsey. And Sammy, you know a lot about this game.
Yeah, so Ramsey is a team I started looking into. I'm coming in here out of New Jersey. They're playing in the Hall of Fame Stadium. Edgewood is amped up after a home win in double overtime.
Unbelievable.
They are. Their quarterback JJ Dufour is leading Ashtabula County in passing yards after that game.
Big Dog of the Valley nominee.
Big Dog of the Valley nominee. He's really coming off of. But when I got a chance to talk to Coach Cooper on Monday after the show, it's business as usual. They said the Garrettsville win was great, but it's on to this next team. Ramsey's very, very talented. I think Edgewood is underrated. I don't think people realize how fast they are, how skilled they are. I think it's going to be Edgewood in the biggest stadium they're going to play until week 17.
Which is Canton, by the way. On you, G.
Yeah, they're Edgewood's coming off a big win over Garfield. You can't deny that. I think the momentum carries over to week 2, and they represent the state of Ohio and take down Ramsey.
I think it's going to be Bright Lights Big City in Canton, Ohio, and I think Edgewood believes week 17 they can make their trip back to Canton. So I'm going to take Edgewood. They surprised a lot of people, including myself last week, but hey, I'm a believer. I'm a believer in the Warriors. On to the next game, 0-1 Beaver, Pennsylvania, taking on 1-0 Blackhawk. This is a rivalry, folks. When you think about, not a whole lot of people in our coverage area know a lot about Western Pennsylvania. Yeah. We got a guy floating around here in Noah Doty that knows a lot about it. For us, Beaver's always going to be the pick. We're never going to go away from Beaver. 0-1 start, tough start against a Mars team that, boy, oh boy, were they the real deal. Yeah. Sam, who are you taking in this one?
Yeah, I mean, when you start off 0-1, the best way to get your season back on track is to beat your rival. So give me Beaver.
Yeah, I mean, a couple years ago, I was over in Beaver County working for the Beaver County Times covering these teams. Beaver, Blackhawk, both storied programs in that area over there. Both solid programs, plenty of talent coming out of there. To see Beaver 0-1, Blackhawk 1-0, tells me a lot. I got to go Beaver.
Blackhawk Cougars, right?
Blackhawk Cougars.
And the Beaver Bobcats. So we got to battle the cats going on. By the way, Drew Pasteur, no line on this because Ramsey was in from New Jersey. He has no idea. And, of course, Pennsylvania game here. Third one, no line on this. 1-0 Beaver local impressing last week. Taking on Brook in their first game out of West Virginia. Beaver local? I mean, surprised to nobody that what they're doing? I mean, they're impressive.
I mean, I have been known from time to time to be a homer. And, you know, anytime it's Ohio against anybody, I'm going Ohio. So give me Beaver local by 1,000,000.
You don't like the country roads, take me home.
They will take them home. They will take them home with a loss.
Yeah, I'm not going Beaver local by 1,000,000. I'm going Beaver local by 1,000,000,000. Give me Beaver
with a B. With a B. On to the next game. 0-1 Camel taking on 0-1 St. John. Camel by 1. Sammy, this could be the game of the night.
This is two teams that had a really tough week 1 matchup. I talked about how talented Trinity was. You know, you talked about you're a believer in Edgewood. Week 1 made me a believer in Liberty. I don't think Campbell is a very bad team. I think Liberty is just that good. This is the second home game for the St. John Heralds. They're looking in this new field to put their stamp on it. It's going to happen this week. Give me the Heralds.
G?
Campbell coming off, like you said, coming off a pretty tough loss to a talented Liberty team. I think this is the week that David Porch gets his first win at Campbell Memorial.
Front porch. I'm going to take Camel as well. I think this is going to be, I mean, the spread's 1. I think it's pretty dead on. It's dead on. I'm with you. Like, I like St. John. Some of us love St. John and told us before the season began, hey, this could be the team. Did you say 7-3?
I said 7-3.
7-3. All right. I'm going to take Camel, and St. John's going to have to go on a run. They're going to go on a run. But it's possible, and we're rooting for you. I'm taking Camel here. All right, Cardinal, 0-1, taking on Champion, 0-1. Cardinal is picked by 4 points in this game, which tells me, Champion, you're at home. It's your game to take away. It's your game to steal. I'm taking Champion.
The game that is that close, they think it's going to be that close. You got to go with the team that's going to run the ball better. That's what Ken Parise does best. They run the wing tee. They're going to control the clock, control the game. Give me Champion.
Yeah, I'm going Champion as well. They had a tough first week matchup against McDonald. It seemed like they kind of came along as the game went on against the Blue Devils there. I'm going Champion here as well.
Next game is Chagrin Falls, 0-1 against Orange, 0-1. Orange is our YSN team. They are favored by 3. They had a tough week 1 against Gerard and A.J. Pearson and company. I think this is where they bounce back. They're favored by 3 for Drew Pasteur, which doesn't have a whole lot of data to go by, so he's got to know something. I'm taking the Lions to get back into 500 here in week 2.
Chagrin Falls is another team that I think may have gotten surprised by Jefferson. Jefferson's a team I don't think people knew who they were, new coach, new players coming in this year. They showed they're the real deal Holyfield. I think Orange ran into a buzzsaw because Gerard is that good, not because Orange is that bad.
Remember that for later.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Orange here. Like you said, they had a tough first week matchup against Gerard, but I think that just from watching the tape, it looks like there's a bunch of things that are fixable going into week 2. I think they make those changes, come out with a win.
0-1 Columbiana taking on 1-0 McDonald. McDonald picked by 23 points by Drew Pasteur. Tough week 1 for Columbiana, and it was it was battle to the end. A lot of offense in that game, and it was Louisville pulling away, giving them their first loss of the season for the Clippers. McDonald, business as usual. 1-0. I'm going to go with the Blue Devils in this one. Picking against Columbiana County, which doesn't happen very much. So write that on the calendar back home, Mama. What do you got?
If you can run the ball, you can win the game. That's what McDonald does. That's what they do the best. I think it's a Blue Devil win in this one.
Yeah, I've been high on the Blue Devils since the beginning of the season. They're one of my teams to watch this year. Kyle Puckett, Drew Zajac, Jordan Perry, dogs across the board.
Dog.
I think he continues in week 2. This is a motivated team that got handed an early first-round exit last year. They're motivated. They're celebrating their 100th year on Friday.
Oh, wow.
It's a big night for the Blue Devils. Game over.
I love it. 100th year. McDonald football, dude. That's incredible. Incredible. 1-0. Columbus, Bishop Hartley taking on a 1-0 Ursuline in the Ice Castle down the street. And I'll tell you what, spread's 35 in favor of Ursuline. I saw Ursuline against Steubenville, and by golly, you want to talk about the real deal? Goodness gracious, these guys are legit.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you're not driving to Youngstown from Columbus and getting a win. That just doesn't happen. Bishop Hartley will keep this a game. Ursuline by 1,000,000.
I see what he did there.
See there?
Yeah, Ursuline went down to Steubenville. Took a big one from the Big Red. That's a great way to start the season. I think the momentum carries over into week 2. It's a no-doubter for me, Fighting Irish by 1,000,000.
That's a good Big Red team, too, that they just demolished.
Yeah.
They did whatever they wanted to. On to the next one, Crestview and Lakeview. Both teams 1-0. We saw what Crestview did to Western Reserve.
Yeah.
We know what Lakeview did to Springfield in overtime, game-winning field goal. Crestview picked by 2 on the road. Lakeview Dogs, no pun intended, in their own doghouse. What do you got for this one, Greg?
I think this is one of the games to watch this week. I mean, it's a huge matchup. Both teams 1-0. Obviously, Crestview, led by its offense, quarterback Jake Nolan, a dual threat guy who can kind of do it all. Lakeview defense showed up last week, escaped with a 10-7 win off a field goal in overtime. Can they circle number 2 on the depth chart?
Jake Nolan.
And target it. Who knows what's going to happen? I got Crestview, though. I think that offense is good. I think it's great. Jake Nolan, it's Crestview.
The running Rebels.
It's a tight game, and you're playing at Lakeview. And Lakeview got a huge win, not by points, but in effort in week 1. Give me Lakeview in this one.
Hey, I need you to do something real quick. Can you see if I got a fever right now, Sam? Anything?
Nothing.
I'm picking against the NE8 for the first time. I'm going Rebels. I'm back to Columbiana County. I was torn to pieces, but I think the spread's probably right. It's going to be a great game. Yeah. I'm taking Crestview. On to the next. East, 1-0. Taking on Poland, 1-0. And Poland is chosen by 31. I think it's going to be a tough night for East, guys. Sam?
East had a great week 1. I knew they would. But their penance for all their success week 1 is they got to play Poland in week 2. I think the line's about right on this one. It's Poland by a lot.
Yeah, Poland by 1,000,000. I mean, this is a team.
Take cover.
This is a team, talented sophomore quarterback. They have talent all over the field. Tom Pavlansky is going to have them ready week in, week out. No off weeks. Bulldogs, baby.
0-1 Fairport Harding at 1-0 Lisbon. Fairport is picked by 6. Here's what I'm going to tell you about this. Little drama behind this game. A little bit of exchange issues between teams. What I'm going to tell you is Ashton Hinchcliffe is on the precipice of breaking the all-time rushing record at Lisbon. Lisbon's pissed off. I will tell you that. They are upset, and I'm going to take the Blue Devils when a devil is pissed every single time. Sammy.
Give me Lisbon by 5 touchdowns in this one.
Oh, Ashton Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, I'm on the Ashton Hinchcliffe hype train as well. Give me Lisbon.
Not the easiest name to pronounce when you're trying to put words behind it, but he does it. He gets it done. On to the next game. Geneva 1-0 taking on Howland 1-0. We all saw how that Howland-Niles game ended. Geneva's picked by 31. That's the number of the day for everybody, which I'm okay with. My favorite number. Sam, you called the Howland-Niles game.
I did.
And you know Geneva very well. Do you stick by 31?
I do, and I'm going to tell you why. Howland played a pretty good game against Niles in week 1. It's not a down on them, but I watched Bryce Pete for Geneva rush for 218 yards in a wing tee offense, splitting carries with 2 other running backs last week. Geneva, it took them a little bit to get started. They are the big red machine of the lake. They're back to it. Geneva's back in their winning ways. Give me Geneva by exactly what they said.
Was that a Kane reference? A WWE Kane reference? The big red machine? I like it.
Red machine, baby.
Bring it back. Choke slam.
Yeah, I'm right there with Sam on this one. Obviously, we were all able to see how that Howland and Niles game ended. Howland, a few bright spots throughout that win. They were able to come up with big spots. For me, too many self-inflicted mistakes there. I think it hurts them in week 2. Geneva comes out with the win.
For the first time in YSN history, I think I said it last week, but I'm going to say it again. Geneva gets the win
And
over
a sweep,
Howland.
baby.
Little eagle sweep. On to the next game, which is Grand Valley, 1-0 at Southeast. 0-1 Southeast, picked by 8. Sammy, walk me through it.
Listen, they're still trying to tally the stats from Grand Valley's game last week when they went to Brooklyn. Grand Valley is the team to watch this year. J. Anthony Williams, Nate Stewart, Luke Giddings, you name it, they've got playmakers. Grand Valley went to Brooklyn, put on a show. They're going to do the same thing this week. Give me Grand Valley by a ton.
Yeah, I'm with that as well, Grand Valley.
Grand Valley is the team to watch. Yeah. But they're going to watch the taillights of a Southeast team just keep on going down the tracks. I talked to Derek Rose. I talked to him. I said, what do we have to expect with Southeast? He said, this is a bloodbath. This is an absolute battle. This is what you want when you're watching HBO Max and you're watching Hulu. You're watching the Vikings going at each other. This is what you're going to see. I think if Southeast can slow it down, it's hard to slow down a Mustang. I've heard. Only red and blue lights can slow down Mustangs nowadays. If you can slow down the Mustangs, you got a shot. I think Southeast, if they slow the game down, they're back to 500 and get the win. All right, on to the next one. Hubbard, 1-0. And Wilmington, my old stomping grounds from college, Pennsylvania, the Greyhounds. They are, there's no line. But what I can tell you is this is going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight, even though it's the battle of the border. Ohio versus Pennsylvania. These two teams fairly close to each other and always know what each other is doing. Sammy, who do you got in this one?
There's one team from Ohio and one team from the other state. So give me Hubbard.
You're not allowed to say
by
Pennsylvania
now? No, I can say Pennsylvania.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I thought we were turning into a Michigan
Oh,
situation.
yeah. As long as there's not an M or an I in the beginning, I'll say it.
Look, Hubbard came out in week 1. They took down Brookfield 42-0. A lot of impressive things to take from that one. Braden Songer was one of them in the backfield for the Eagles.
What a week.
What a week. I think he over 200 yards, I believe. I can't remember the stats off the top of my head. But big takeaways from that win, 42-0. I think it continues in week 2.
The original Coach's Corners that we do now all started with the Greyhound Roundup with Terry Varelli when I was in college. So a tip of the cap to the Greyhounds, but a bigger tip of the cap to the Hubbard Eagles, who are just going to fly away with this one. And they have a former player who I interviewed, player profile style, that is the head coach of the Greyhounds. Brandon Fillion, I think is his name. So, hey, good luck, Greyhounds. But the Eagles are flying with YSN. We always got their back. All right, on to the next one. 0-1 Independence against 0-1 Conneaut. Conneaut chosen by 9. Sammy?
Absolutely. I said week 1, Conneaut taking on Cuyahoga Heights, which is a very, very good small program. Went to the regionals championship last year. Conneaut loses that game by 3, coming back. Just falling short. Conneaut is hungry. They've got some guys. I talked about the size they've got. 6 foot tall, 6'2" guys in the defensive backfield. Conneaut's ready to go. Give me Conneaut.
Right there with Sam, Conneaut, baby, all the way.
All right, I'm going to go with Conneaut, too. You convinced me right there. I mean, I was pretty close on independence. Counting out the whole way. Nothing against independence. So we all love independence and 4th of July and everything that comes with it. So thank you. And hey, God bless America. On to Indian Creek and East Liverpool. 1-0 Indian Creek against 1-0 East Liverpool. And the Potters picked by 10. I'll tell you this, very rarely, if ever, will I pick against Paul Cusick because I believe in Paul Cusick. I'm taking the Potters. G, what do you have?
I'm going to reiterate my statement from last week. I'm a Paul Cusick guy. Give me the Potters, baby.
Make the shirt. Print the shirt, baby.
Listen, I gotta give you guys some truth here. I've had some pressure, some outside pressure to maybe go scumbag pick on this one.
Pressure?
A little pressure. All right?
Where?
Absolutely no way am I picking against the Potters. I love what they do out there. I may be a scumbag at some point on this network. Not today.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
100%.
That moment's coming. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
Jackson Milton 1-0 against Newton Falls 0-1. Jackson Milton by 25, says Drew Pastor. I don't know if it's that crazy. I think there's a lot of disrespect right now for Newton Falls. I don't like it. I'm not going to stand for it, but I'm still going to take the Blue Jays.
Listen, I talked a little bit about it last week. I've fallen in love with some communities that I've not even been into. Jackson Milton is one of those. I love the Blue Jays. I love what they're doing out there. Give me the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I'm going Blue Jays. I'm a big Brian Shaner fan, taking over that program this year in his first season. He gets his first.
There's a baby flying out the window that I cannot stop looking at. I mean, it is just going up and down. Sam looked at me and I was like, yeah, I see it too. Look at it. There we go.
There it is.
Baby. There's a baby flying.
That's what the Blue Jays are going to do to the Tigers this week.
Here's your daddy.
Indian Falls. I think it's a down year for the Tigers. Blue Jays for me.
1-0 Kenston taking on a 1-0 Perry team at Perry at the power play. Perry by 16. I think Perry's marching towards potentially another state title, guys.
It's nuclear power in Perry, and that doesn't stop this week. Give me Perry.
Give me this week.
Sweep it up. All right, 1-0. Oh, boy. Okay, take a breath. Here we go. 1-0 Lake. I'm still having nightmares from the Blue Streaks, taking on 0-1 Boardman team that should be 1-0 Boardman team. Lake by 33. Another running clock potentially for the Lake Blue Streaks. Gee, you saw Boardman.
Look, you had nightmares about the South Range loss. I had nightmares about the Boardman loss. There's a lot of good to take away from it, but there was also a lot of bad. The passing game out of Twinsburg was crucial late, and the Spartans collapsed. I got to take Lake in this one. I didn't see enough from Boardman.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I did watch the Lake. It's weird for me to pick against a team that beat a team I think is unbeatable. I know that's a long-winded way to go about that, but I've grown a huge respect for Boardman over the last couple of years. I'm going to go against the grain, against what Pasteur says. I'm going to go with Boardman in the bounce-back upset here.
I'm with you. That Lake team's good. I have to imagine that every Spartan on that roster, including the coaches, including the ball boys, is absolutely pissed off for greatness this week, and they're going to take it out on the Blue Streak. So, with all due respect, Mr. Pasteur, no thank you. No, konnichiwa, but we're going to go Boardman, except for Greg. And he lives in Boardman. He lives in Boardman. I'm just saying, don't egg his house. Okay? On to...
Yes.
Here we go. 0-1 Lakeside taking on 1-0 Girard. Girard favored by 41 points. Let's start with.
Let me go first.
I was just gonna say, let's go with you.
Let's save the fireworks. All right. AJ Pearson comes out, throws for 8 touchdowns last week. I watched through the film. What's more impressive about Girard is not just Pearson, but the team that surrounds him. Sam Scott in the backfield rushed for just under 150 yards, had just under 100 receiving yards, and they got some dogs along the offensive line, including left tackle Dylan Littell, who's 6'7", almost 300 pounds. There's a reason the Indians put up 51, 55 points last week. Give me the Indians, and I'll save.
Hold on, big fella. Hold on. The disclaimer right now going out. to Gerard, with all due respect, we don't let him just kind of go off the rants. And he might hear. We're safe. We're picking AJ Pearson and company. Yeah, let's just Sam. You want your moment?
He might explode right now.
Listen.
Here we go, and I want the explanation.
I know how good Gerard is. I watched you guys go out there and score every time you wanted to. I can see number 72 from here, and he's at home sleeping. All right? Lakeside had a really, really tough week 1, all right, against a very, very heavy run team in Eastlake North. They struggled against it. I went back and watched that Gerard game. I saw some openings in the pass game. Where are they going to benefit the most this week? In the pass game. J.J. Murphy, 2nd in the county in passing. Nobody's given Lakeside a shot except this former Dragon right here. I'm taking Lakeside in the upset win. We thought we saw the biggest upset last week. It's going to happen again right here on YSN Live, week 2. Lakeside over Gerard.
There you have it.
Clip it, baby. Book
it. If there's anybody that does that better than it's true. Yeah, let's do that on just a little bit. Just witch's brew, man. Breathing fire, this Dragon. So all right, we'll run this clip back no matter what next week. Rob Johnson's got to cut it up for us. All right, on to Louisville 1-0 and Alliance 1-0. Louisville by 1. Guys, if I remember correctly, just a week ago, wasn't Louisville supposed to lose by 30 points? Mm-hmm. And absolutely dominated in week 1. I got to tell you, as much as I love the Aviators, I'm taking the Leopards. They are spotting and dotting all over the field right now. Sam.
My favorite part of Louisville is when it comes to these lines, they're Rodney Dangerfield and they get no respect. I don't know what is going on, why you guys don't believe in them. Give me the Leopards in this one.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. They were huge dogs last week. They're favored by 1 this week. They're going to be motivated. They're still motivated, Louisville.
There are few names in high school football that can send the shivers down your spine the way that Maslin Jackson does. Yeah. And we've got a 1-0 Jackson team taking on an 0-1 Austintown Fitch team, which I said at the beginning of the season, and I stand by. If Austintown Fitch is quiet, that means they're going to be loud when it comes this season. Didn't start the way that Coach T.J. Parker wanted to. I think he gets back on track with a huge win against Maslin Jackson. Jackson favored by 14.
Yeah, I mean, Jackson they're a program. That's what they do. They play football in Massillon. They forget that they play football in Boardman and Austintown and Youngstown as well, though. And Fitch is going to show them. They're going to give them a quiet reminder this week. Give me the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. I got the Falcons on this one. You can't deny the program, the football history that's in Massillon, but this is an Austintown Fitch team that has one of the best running backs in the area. DeAndre Richard ran for 221 yards last week. He didn't find the end zone. He's hungry. Feed him the rock.
Give it to him,
Feed
man.
him the rock.
Cocoa Puffs, Cocoa Tutties. Let's go to this game, which I've been dying to talk to you about, guys. You may listen. No jokes. This is serious. We've got an 0-1 Matthews team taking on a 1-0 Leetonia Bears football team at the top of the standings. Wherever you look, Leetonia is living, guys. Matthews is favored by 1. We've talked about excitement in football. When's the last time you had shivers up and down your arms talking about Leetonia or Matthews football? They can pick Matthews by 1. I believe in Leetonia. Sammy.
They ended one streak last week. They will start a new streak this week. Give me Leetonia.
Yeah, I'm the same way here. I don't care about the line. Leetonia Bears all the way.
Let's go. Hey, by the way, Leetonia junior high, 2-0 right now. 2-0. Get it, Bears. The Bears. On to Mohawk 1-0 taking on Laurel. There's no line for this one. I just know these two teams don't like each other very much. I'm going to go with Mohawk all day, every day, and twice on Sunday.
Anything can happen in a rivalry game. Give me Mohawk.
Mohawk all the way.
On to New Philly, 0-1, taking on West Branch, 0-1. Maybe the surprise of the week was West Branch falling to Canfield. West Branch favored by 23. In this one, when you think about West Branch, that's not exactly the way they like to start the season.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, and we talked about it last week. Anything can happen in week one, especially when you have two programs like Canfield and West Branch facing off. Two special teams touchdowns were the difference there. I mean, the Cardinals were able to pull one out. This is a motivated Warriors team. They're finding ways to replicate the offense from last year, plugging and playing different players in different positions. I like the Warriors in this one. They were able to get things going, have some things to build off of. I got the Warriors.
I think when it's all said and done, that Canfield loss that West Branch took is going to be one of the losses that looks so good on their resume because Canfield is just going to be on fire. And West Branch is going to win a ton of games after that, which is going to help Canfield for the rest of the year. And they're going to start that this week over New Philly, West Branch.
I'm with you. West Branch, I said they don't like to start their season like that, to have one slip right through their fingers. Tim Cooper is not going to let those guys rest until they get back on track. They do that this week against New Philly. 0-1 Niles taking on 1-0 Liberty. Liberty favored by 7. We saw Liberty Bibberly last week, and boy, oh boy, did they cover everybody. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. I'm telling you what, man, I like Liberty this year a lot. What Coach Prologo is doing. I like that Niles defense, though. They were able to keep only 10 points, to Howland to 10 points. Liberty by 7. I like the Liberty offense a little bit better. I like Liberty in this one.
I think last week turned me to a libertarian. I really like this Liberty team.
We're canceled.
I really like this Liberty team. They showed a lot. I think they're going to continue to show. Niles looked good on defense. I just don't think they're going to be able to deal with this. Is it Moody over at Liberty? I think they're special.
Yeah, Niles is going to get a win this year. It's not going to be this week. This Liberty team is strong. 2 tailbacks in the backfield, Deion Tutwiler, Juan Moody, Don Prologo at the helm. That's a winning recipe right there. Give me the Leopards.
Pymatuning Valley 0-1 taking on LeBray 1-0. LeBray favored by 7. We talked about the LeBray backfield. We hyped it up, and they delivered.
Yeah.
Not Easton Armstrong necessarily, but the LeBray backfield as a whole delivered. I think they deliver again. They are maybe the underdog of the entire YSN universe going into this particular football season. Sammy?
Yeah, this is one, I love me some LeBray. I love the Vikings. I talked about it last week, but, home is where the heart is. PV, I don't know that since I've started doing this, I've seen PV start the season off 0-1. Everybody's doubting PV, and if you doubt the Lakers, you get drowned. Give me PV.
Hey, just before Greg talks, the guy that played PV last week, we know pretty well. He said, "You tell Torres I saw that." You tell Torres I saw his little rant. Gee.
DJ, I'm right there with you on this one. I think LeBray is one of the most underrated teams in the area. John Elliott's gone through some tough years over there in LeBray. He's building it up. They had a pretty solid year last year. This is the year we go guns out, and they're going. Vikings, baby.
Vikings, baby. All right. One more pick before we take a quick break. We've got 0-1 Shady Side taking on 0-1 Southern. Southern favored by 33. Shady Side, a team that lost to East Palestine by a bunch. By 33 points. And now we have a situation where they're playing Southern. I think there's a lot to know, a lot to learn about Southern in the EOAC, the way that they play Shady Side in this particular week, Sammy.
Listen, normally I pick Southern because I don't want to sleep on the couch. This week I'm picking Southern because welcome to the Wigwam, Shady Side. It's going to be a tough night for you. Give me Southern by a ton.
Yeah, after seeing what East Palestine was able to do to Shady Side last week, I'm going Southern in this one. Give me Southern.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more right here from the Varsity Club in downtown Youngstown. Just steps away from Youngstown State University, and we're getting ready for kickoff. Youngstown State University and Mercyhurst coming up in just a little bit right here on YSN. Back after this.
Our salesman was Joe Kovacic, and he seemed very friendly and was a good listener and just seemed to really pay close attention to what we were looking for. Greenwood Chevrolet truly went the extra mile for us.
You might get 15 minutes to yourself every day. Would you rather spend it in your old, outdated shower or in a new, beautiful, low-maintenance shower? At Home Team and Window Depot, we turn your dreams into reality without the hassle. Our team handles everything from design to installation. You just sit back and enjoy the transformation. No mess. No.
At Sheely's. Create the perfect home with a full lineup of appliances from Whirlpool. From stocking your fridge to cooking for family and friends and even cleaning up afterwards, Whirlpool offers solutions for any occasion. Whatever life brings, these washer and dryer pairs help keep laundry under control. And as always, get it all with free haul away and free local delivery. Sheely's, the best things in life happen at home.
Toyota of Warren, trusted to get you into your dream ride since 1996. And winner of Carfax's top-rated dealer award 6 years in a row. We've got great trucks, an experienced finance team, and the ease of Toyota Care's no-cost maintenance on all new Toyotas. Find yours with us today at Toyota of Warren. Check out Toyota of Warren's all-new website for online inventory with new models delivered daily. Set up financing or schedule service at toyotaofwarren.com.
Welcome to Mill Creek Indoor Player Development Center, where passion meets precision. Experience state-of-the-art technology with 3 TrackMan fitting bays, ensuring your clubs are perfectly tailored to your game. From fun games for the whole family to expert lessons and clinics, there's something for everyone. Our authorized Callaway Club Fitting Center ensures you're equipped with the best. Book online or call our golf shop to reserve your spot today.
You're watching Zone Coverage on YSN Live. Let's get it over to DJ Yoakley, Sam Torres, and Greg McAfee here on YSN Live.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Zone Coverage presented by Youngstown Clothing Company. DJ Yoakley, Sam Torres, and of course, Greg McAfee, also known as, what did he say? Everybody else or guests or something like that?
Else, I think.
And of course, the legendary voice of God himself, Mr. Rob Johnson. Rojo,
Yes,
appreciate you on the ones and twos. Before we get going on the rest of these picks, guys, I got to say there is a huge buffet of food for guests and everybody here at the Varsity Club. MVR, which is synonymous with Youngstown, they contributed. Coney's contributed, as well as Bogies. Mike, who was the last one? Tavern 26. Thank you very much, guys. We can't thank you enough. Taking care of everybody here at the Varsity Club, and we want to thank John Rudy, who's walking around doing his thing, making this possible, allowing us to use his electricity to make sure this show goes on. Feels like a game right now, and I'm losing.
I'll tell you what, this is the first time I've ever been down here to this place.
Awesome.
This is amazing. This is a beautiful, beautiful venue. If you haven't come down to Youngstown and you're going to catch a game or whatever you're going to do, even if you're not catching a game, come check this out because it's really something to be seen.
So much history here, and I think these tables, he was telling me these tables, the tables out, they're like made of old bowling alleys, so they custom made them.
That's awesome.
It's super cool, like super cool. John Rudy doing an awesome job here at the Varsity Club. This is where they're going to put that gigantic Godzilla Pete the Penguin up. So I'm really excited. I know they're excited about that. And dude, there's so much to do. It's raining right now. We're going to play it by ear for Perfect Pass presented by Window Depot and Home Team because, well, quite frankly, nobody wants to get struck by lightning or electrocuted. So we didn't exactly plan for this, but we want to promote, hey, Window Depot, we appreciate you. And the Perfect Pass. Worst case scenario, we'll give everybody up to $500 off their window treatments coming up. So, hey, everybody wins here.
We need some help from Storm Tracker 21.
Come on, Andrew DePaulo. Come on, guys. A little help. And you can download the Storm Tracker 21 app for absolutely free in your favorite app store. Plug. On to the rest of the games. We have 0-1 South Range against 0-1 Salem. South Range chosen by 25 by Drew Pasteur. Guys, I watched that South Range team. They did great things in spurts. They're young. You see it, they're young. And you know nobody bangs the drum harder than I do for the Raiders. But I'm telling you, they are worried about this Salem team that they're facing on Friday night.
I'm glad they're worried. Salem, they're tough. But every time since I've had the honor of being on YSN that South Range has taken a loss, the following week is a bloodbath. And Salem, maybe if this was in week 5, it would have been closer. I think South Range by a ton.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Ron Johnson and what Salem was able to do last week. They battled with a tough Poland team, but this is a South Range team coming off a loss. Like Sam said, it's normally followed by a beatdown in the Raiders' favor. So give me the Raiders.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. And this is a little inside information, guy. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people who just got a little bit point. This isn't groundbreaking. This is a situation where I think Salem actually has an advantage going into this game. They have a lot of guys that are coming back. They've got a swagger, a swagoo, if you would, about them. And South Range is still trying to figure out who they are. You know, Gavin Hiscox, he showed it. He's a dog. Took one to the house, and it was pretty much all him. No disrespect to his blockers. Gavin Hiscox, we saw Offensive Player of the Year in baseball for YSN for South Range. He's going to be a problem for people. I think Nick Toy, who completed an absurd amount of his passes the other night, he's going to be a problem. But Salem's going to be there for 3 quarters, and you know how dangerous it can be if you let a team stick around for 3 quarters at SEBO Stadium, mind you. I think we're in for a big-time game on Friday night. I'm taking the Raiders by less than 1 score.
Wow.
Less than 1 score, and don't be shocked if you see Salem, going to 1-1 on the season. I'm not going to be stunned. And talking to the coaches, dude, I'm telling you, they weren't nervous, but they had that look of concern on their face that you can't coach speak your way through. Yeah. So I'm interested. It's going to be one of the bigger games, I think, in the entire Valley. 0-1 Springfield taking on 0-1 Brookfield. Springfield by 33 is the line. When you're thinking about Brookfield, that new facility, somebody comes out of here with a win. Springfield certainly played tough, but I don't think they necessarily impressed the way they thought they would in week 1.
Yeah, I mean, they're coming off a tough 10-7 loss, 10-7 overtime loss that was decided by a field goal. And they were Lakeview stepped up defensively to stop Springfield. I think this week they're able to learn from their mistakes, able to correct a few things. Adam Slopak gets his first win as the head of Springfield.
Yeah, I was surprised in that, not because of Lakeview not being a good team, just because I thought Springfield was going to do more. Yeah. And the fact that they didn't kind of gives me some reservations, but I'm still going to stick on that Springfield train. They are a football school. That's what they do the best. And I think they're going to jump back to it this week. I think it's going to be tight. Brookfield's very, very good, but give me Springfield.
I'm going to go with Springfield as well. I just think that history has the advantage here. And the Tigers have the swagger, again, to walk in and say, hey, we've done this a million times. What's another one on the Friday? When they're trying to figure out what they're doing. They're trying to figure out who they are as a football team. I'm going to go with the Springfield Tigers in this one. 33 is a little much, though.
Yeah.
33 that's wild. Drew Pasteur really digging into.
This is a Brookfield team that just lost to Hubbard 42-0.
Did he get a speeding ticket in Brookfield or something? Like, what was his deal?
Brookfield has a couple kids over there that I wouldn't be surprised if they bounce back and they learn from their week 1 loss to Hubbard. Rico Smith, he's a dog over there, and he can impact games a lot of ways. So, but I still got the Tigers.
I'm going on to the next game. 0-1 Struthers taking on a 1-0 Cheney team. Cheney favored by 1. Now, again, this is a Cheney team we talked about last week. This is the last hurrah for them. This is the last season you're going to hear about Cheney in football, potentially forever. For me, there's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot of stock. You know I don't like picking against NEA teams. I just feel like Cheney's got a lot to prove this year, and they're going to do it.
Yeah, again, Cheney, like you said, we said last week, last hurrah. Struthers, a very, very good football team, very, very good football organization. But the winner at the end of this one is going to be a Cowboy, baby. Give me Cheney.
Was that a Kid Rock?
That's a little Kid Rock for you.
Oh, Bob Ritchie.
Are we going to bow to Bow as well? give me the Cowboys, but you have to say Struthers is one of those programs that they're able to develop a culture. They're able to, be coached and do the essential things on the field. But this is a team that lost a lot of seniors. They lost a lot of talent from last year. I got to go with the Cowboys.
On to the next one. It's 1-0 Toronto taking on 1-0 Lowellville. Toronto favored by 16 points, and to keep up with the Bob Ritchie / Kid Rock, it ain't bragging. You know what? If you back it up, they're not cocky. They're going to back it up. I'm taking the Rockets.
Rocket Man again, week 2, baby.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Drew McLaughlin and the Rockets. Ricky Wilrich is a junior quarterback. Started off on the right foot last week to follow up a great sophomore season. Give me the Rockets, baby.
Ricky Wilrich, 300-plus passing yards.
Yep.
Write it down. It's happening. I think. Listen, I'm nobody. I like Ricky Wilrich. I think he's a great quarterback.
Amen.
Underrated, to say the least. All right, boys. This one, I know I've said this a lot already. United 1-0. Mineral Ridge 1-0. Mineral Ridge by 14. Two coaches very familiar with one another from the EOAC and the Valley Christian versus United days. I've got 35 missed calls from Andy Hake. He came on our show on Friday night, and he gave us the old, well, I don't know why we're even playing this game. I should just mail it in. We're playing the Super Bowl against United. No slight to United. There's a lot of people that are absolutely dropping dukes right on Mineral Ridge, and they don't feel good right now in Ram Country. Coming off that big win against PV, how do we feel about this game, which is going to be an absolute, as JR would say, slobber knocker?
I'll tell you what Coach Hake did last week is showed that, he has 70 guys on his team, but more importantly, at any given point, his 11 are going to be the best on the field. And I think we're going to see that again this week. Hake-a-mania, snap it to a Slim Jim. It's all back, baby. Mineral Ridge. Oh, yeah.
The Rams just seem like one of those programs that they're gonna run the ball down your throat until they can't do it anymore. There's a culture over there, tough as nails. Kids take the field every single Friday night, and I think that wears out United on this case. Give me Andy Hake and the Rams once again.
They being Derek Rhodes, ripped off the size of the United offensive line, and it was something that YSU would be salivating at. We've heard Dallas McCracken, who's on that team now. We've heard of some of these big boys from United. I don't know what they feed them. I don't know what they're drinking down there, but they are humongous. It's size against speed. And what wins in that? And Andy has a blueprint because he had the same type of athletes at Valley Christian. I'm a big fan of DJ Ogilvy, one of my favorite coaches to ever talk to, favorite people to talk to, and he'll give you whatever you need. But one of my best friends in the entire world is Andy Hake. This is going deep. This is the bloodline, and I'm going with Andy Hake in what is going to be an instant classic. I really do believe that. I think it's going to be an instant classic at Ridge. Do not miss this game on YSN. On to Walnut Ridge and Canfield. Walnut Ridge 0-1, Canfield 1-0. Canfield by 15. This game I'm going to be at. Man, Canfield, they shocked it. You know what? I almost dropped it. Well, they shocked everybody against West Branch. For you, is this the new era of Canfield football and Joe Ignazio and the guys that believe in themselves?
Yeah, I mean, a win over a team like West Branch, that gets the juices flowing. It gets the motivation up. And if you're able to – a win is a win, no matter how you get it, no matter what you do. Last week it was special teams. This week it could be defense. Next week it could be offense. They're just finding a way to win games over there. I think that continues. Give me Canfield.
The last time I felt this good about Canfield was the year that both Canfield teams went to Canton. And that's how I feel about this Canfield team. I think they're very good. I think they're being overlooked. I think it's week 8 before people actually realize how good they truly are. big walnut gets cracked this week. Give me Canfield.
It's our quick pick, two-pack. It's Waterloo and Jefferson. Jefferson favored by 36. I'm taking Jefferson.
Jefferson by a ton.
Yep, give me Jefferson.
On to the next one, 0-1 Wellsville and 1-0 East Canton. East Canton favored by 34. I'm going against the grain. Go Tigers.
Still trying to get those wings. Give me Wellsville.
Yeah, like I said last week, guys, I grew up in Wellsville, New York. If I go against the namesake, it's over with. Give me the Tigers.
0-1 Wyndham against 1-0 East Palestine. East Palestine favored by 25. I think Drew passed short. No offense to Wyndham. He realized Jack Eye graduated last year and quickly retracted it. I think he you know how you're in a storm and you're steering a car and you overcorrect? I think he might have overcorrected. I'm still going to take East Palestine, but it's not going to be necessarily by 25.
Give me EP by 35.
There it is.
Give me the Bulldogs. I watched what Clark Rutledge did last week. I'm a fan. East Palestine, baby.
Love it. All right, on to our Saturday games. We got a 3-pack on YSN. First one, Archbishop Hoban and Archbishop Spalding. We don't have this game, by the way, because it's in Maryland. So I want to correct myself. I think everybody made a believer out of Hoban Hoban made a believer out of everybody. I'm going to take Hoban.
Yeah, Hoban is picked to be one of the state champions. They're one of the favorites this year. I think they're not one of the best in the state. I think they're one of the best in the country.
Boom.
Give me Hoban.
This team is special this year. Give me Hoban.
On to 0-1 St. Thomas Aquinas taking on 0-1 Valley Christian. Valley Christian favored by 35. Yep. 1-0 Villa Angela St. Joe's versus 1-0 Cardinal Mooney at the Ice Castle. VASJ by 1. Nope. Mooney proving everybody wrong last week, and by golly, they'll do it again. Cards are flying to 2-0.
Bo Jackson's playing at Ohio State this year, so give me Cardinal Mooney by 1 million.
Yeah, I'm going with the Cardinals as well.
Not that Bo Jackson either. There's another one. We're going to be back. We got to take a break. We're going to check on the weather. Brought to you by Storm Tracker 21. Window Depot, the home team. We're going to throw a football or two through a window. We come back on YSN Zone Coverage, presented by Youngstown Clothing Company.
Our salesman was Joe Kovacic, and he seemed very friendly and was a good listener and just seemed to really pay close attention to what we were looking for. Greenwood Chevrolet truly went the extra mile for us.
You might get 15 minutes to yourself every day. Would you rather spend it in your old, outdated shower or in a new, beautiful, low-maintenance shower? At Home Team and Window Depot, we turn your dreams into reality without the hassle. Our team handles everything from design to installation. You just sit back and enjoy the transformation. No mess.
At Sheely's. Create the perfect home with a full lineup of appliances from Whirlpool. From stocking your fridge to cooking for family and friends and even cleaning up afterwards, Whirlpool offers solutions for any occasion. Whatever life brings, these washer and dryer pairs help keep laundry under control. And as always, get it all with free haul away and free local delivery. Sheely's, the best things in life happen at home.
Toyota of Warren, trusted to get you into your dream ride since 1996. And winner of Carfax's top-rated dealer award 6 years in a row. We've got great trucks, an experienced finance team, and the ease of Toyota Care's no-cost maintenance on all new Toyotas. Find yours with us today at Toyota of Warren. Check out Toyota of Warren's all-new website for online inventory with new models delivered daily. Set up financing or schedule service at toyotaofwarren.com.
Welcome to Mill Creek Indoor Player Development Center, where passion meets precision. Experience state-of-the-art technology with 3 TrackMan fitting bays, ensuring your clubs are perfectly tailored to your game. From fun games for the whole family to expert lessons and clinics, there's something for everyone. Our authorized Callaway Club Fitting Center ensures you're equipped with the best. Book online or call our golf shop to reserve your.
And welcome back to Zone Coverage here on YSN Live. And we're going to kick it over to
There's your window. So what you need to throw through. If you nail it, you get up to $500 off of brand new windows for your home. The third person to throw, and you can figure it out. If they nail it, they get $200. Okay.
$100 cash?
Check. But yes.
I'll take a check.
Okay.
I'll take a check.
So we have to get your information, then we'll send you the check. So, all right. So whoever wants to go third, go ahead.
Wait. So we each get. What if all 3 of us like whip it?
Then nobody wins. But the money rolls over to next week, and if nobody hits it for the entire season, we give it to the Rich Center for Autism.
Oh,
okay. All right. That work?
All right. I'll go first.
All right.
I'll use
Hang on 1 second. Are we on? We're on? All right. Hey, we're back here on the YSN Zone Coverage presented by Youngstown Clothing Company. It is everybody's favorite time of the show. It is the perfect pass for Depot. Home team, we are here with who?
Rachel.
Rachel, where are you from?
Homestead Falls, Ohio.
Homestead Falls. All right. So Rachel is trying to win $500 off of her brand new windows.
Rachel will win $500 off.
Rachel's got some swag glued to her here at the Varsity Club. Now, Rachel, all you have to do is throw that football through that window right there. Are you ready?
Where? Here?
Right here. Here. Put it right there. Thanks to a $200 cash prize that courtesy of YSN. What's your name?
Ellie.
Ellie from?
Struthers.
Ellie from Struthers, all right. Sam's favorite place in the world, Struthers, Ohio. All right, up to potentially $700 of value for Ellie from Struthers. Oh! There it is. Ladies, thank you so much. We appreciate you. God bless you. That is good. Thank you, Window Depot. You see that? We love it. That is going to do it for Zone Coverage. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away from kickoff. YSU, Mercyhurst, Steve Leslie, Bob Hannon on the call. Get there now. We'll see you next week from Beaver, Pennsylvania. Good night, everybody.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more,